Hi, Tony Selzer here. Welcome to the Experience Economy. I've got a very exciting guest here today. Somebody who's really got a passion for the pain that I feel every day. That's being a digital marketing agency, right? It's really the agency life is not for everybody. And Go High Level is actually built really a business management system that answers a lot of the problems that guys like me face every day. Um, uh, Robin Alex, great to have you on. Robin Alex is the CEO of Go High Level. Robin, what gave you the idea? What was the inspirational moment that said, "Man, we got to build something that no one else has done. There's a problem out here to solve." Give us that. Give us that gestation story.
Yeah, we started about 5 years ago. Actually, this year's our 5 year anniversary. Um, Basically, I came out as a marketing agency. We had about 80 clients. I'm sorry, we had about a couple hundred clients actually, but about 80 of them, we ran into this problem where we're providing lead gen services to, and it didn't matter how hard we were providing services to them. We're working extremely hard to try delivering. The businesses just didn't want to do the work on calling them and nurturing them and continuing to move them down the pipeline and getting them to become a customer. A dentist is always going to be a dentist. They're not going to be someone who's on the phone. The same thing for a mechanic or flower shop. Doesn't matter. It's the same issue that's out there. um, but what actually happened was, I was sitting in a conference room with my team, and at that time we had probably about 20 people worldwide. Sat in the conference room and said, "Guys, how do we solve this? How can we put tech in place?" And we actually built something using Zapier and 5 or 6 different tools, trying to send out notifications on behalf of the customer, really just trying to nudge it along. But it just felt really hard, and we're like, okay, well maybe there's a world where we can encapsulate all this into one application where it's one click go. And I remember putting it on the whiteboard, and it's like, okay, we'll get back to it. We got some customers to serve. Um, by luck, I actually received a call from a customer who said, "Hey, I have these two guys who have been working with me and trying to get something set up for a reputation management application. And can you connect with them? Because I don't have all the passwords and stuff. You guys have that, or you set it up. Can you work with them?" So I got in a call with them, helped them log in and get everything that they needed for this reputation management software. But through conversation, I didn't realize that they were actually struggling. And what I mean by that is they built an incredible platform for reputation management, but they were working with small businesses directly. And they ran into the same problem. They're trying to get their software for the small business, and one of two things happened. They couldn't get a captivated audience to sit, like they liked the idea, but they just couldn't get the mechanic to sit down and get it set up to them. And luckily, my customer called me to help do it. Or they run into a problem of like, okay, this is cool. You got me, 5-star reviews, but how does it actually generate me dollars? I
Yep.
need people to come into my front door.
Or they run into not invented here by the agency that they're trying to they need to partner with because someone's already outsourced that to a digital marketing firm, and now they're coordinating, and the first thing that they do is want to shoot anything that wasn't their idea.
Yeah, exactly. So I started talking to them a little bit more about like, hey, just hypothetically, I mean, you guys are doing one aspect of it, but hey, take a look at these pictures and this idea. What do you guys think from A to Z? What would it take? And they actually said something really interesting to me. And they're like, hey, give us a couple of days and we'll get back to you. I was like, okay, maybe, I didn't really know much about them. Maybe they're a large company. They're going to go back to their team and turn it into a project or run it to their product managers and stuff like that. Um, I really didn't know it was just them too. And I got a random call 3 days later saying, "Hey, Robin, can you get on the computer? We want to show you something." And I remember I was actually driving to the office at that time, and I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." Well, first I got the call and I was like, "Wait, who is this again? What do you want to do?"
Yeah,
It
yeah,
took me
yeah.
a while to register,
Right.
and I remember getting to the office and I completely forgot about it. And I got a call from Sean, and Sean calls me again. He's like, "Hey, you didn't call me back. Are you in front of a computer?" I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, let me get on." And they had built out the first version of what High Level is today, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is incredible! Can I test it out?" We tested out for one of my agency customers. Incredible success. And I was like, "Okay, well, I want to
And this is not
buy
a
it for
simple
80."
problem. I mean, unifying all the things that would now. What version was the product? Right? It's not. It wasn't robust as it is today. Obviously, right?
Yeah, I mean, back then it was, it had Facebook integration or, API integration to bring in leads. And then from there, you could email, text, create basic level campaigns,
So
put it on a
unified channel.
pipeline.
You had the channel. You had channel management, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and streamlining campaigns and timing it out, and then being able to communicate back and forth through a single interface there. And so they had built that out in a couple of days, which was incredible. And so we went out to one customer, incredible success, solved the problem. And then we went to 80 of my customers. I was like, I'll buy it for all 80 because this is going to solve all problems, right? It's like I would have high churn, and now it's like we're solving it in one fell swoop. And then, I was like, hey, guys, I know other agencies deal with the same thing. Can I send it out to them? And at first, I was like, what the caveat is, you got to give them a special deal just so I can test it out and see if I can help you guys push it. Only because you guys provided me so much value, just want to return the favor.
Yeah, yeah, just trying to help them.
Yeah, and we went out to 20 different agencies, and 13 of them. Well, everyone said yes. Of course, they want to test it, but 13 of them were actually engaged and followed through on it, tested it out. One of them happened to be a who had just sold their agency, was becoming a agency business coach, and was like, "Hey, Robin, I love the application. Why don't you come out and present it?" And so at that point, it was Sean and me who flew out, and Varun, the third co-founder, was in Qatar, and he was on Zoom. And we just thought, we'll just present there. Didn't think there's going to be a lot of uptick, but at least we're doing something and just kind of feeling out the market, show it to a few people. Um, Literally on the flight there, I'm building landing pages to be able to collect orders and things like that. There was about 20 people in the room and 20 people dialed in at this conference. And it was a
Wow.
small, conference.
Yeah,
And
sounds pretty good though.
yeah, so Sean and I, and actually, if you go to our website, you'll see a picture of us from that event. We haven't taken it off. Sean and I are standing there, and Varun is in the background on Zoom, and we just demo the software. We didn't have a presentation or anything like that. It's just literally, here's a demo of the application. And yeah, and it was crickets, and we're like, oh crap, nothing hit. And then we just had a person raise their hand, hey, do you guys have any annual packages? Can I just prepay this for the year? And we're like, okay, give us a second. And then, out of nowhere, like everybody just started chiming in. And, they were asking us so many questions. And then Sean and Varun are fielding all the questions while I kind of sneak away to the computer. And like, now I'm like creating annual plans on the website and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
Um,
That is so good.
and, and what's funny is like we were literally making up the pricing at that event, and those prices are still there today. We have not changed our pricing
Wow.
at all. And
Wow.
another funny story about that is like as people are signing up on the landing page that I created, there was no time to hook it up and automate anything. So Varun, had his incredible smile on camera, right? So he's just smiling at the camera, just nodding yes. But what he's doing is he sees the orders coming in on a spreadsheet, and then he's like manually creating accounts and emailing semi-professional emails saying, "Hey, your account is created. Go ahead and log in." Right? Like he's manually. But
But you know what that is? That is the ultimate. That is the ultimate proof of product market fit. Right? You solved a problem that maybe even stumbled into solving a problem that people didn't even know that exists. And by the way, to all of our followers, that's not the normal thing, man. That's don't think that that's how easy it is to do a startup, because usually there's a lot more blood and guts out there to find out are you really matching the market fit. But I think what I've heard is, and I could speak to this. This is my third agency. It has been, I mean, we, the amount of our tech stack right now, just individually, like I think we went through it. We went from we went from 7 to 5 with our last change in project management. And just, and so knowing that some of this could, even consolidate that. That's not including the tech stack that we use to manage for our clients, right? So that's a whole nother thing. I mean, we're in Monday.com right now. It's okay. But it is noise central. We have to integrate everything in that to make it function the way we want. We had to get the enterprise level to do that. Blah 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 blah. And you guys stumbled in, found a price point, have stayed with it, and now you're going to market and helping. It's a total addressable market for agencies is pretty big, but it's not the kind that you would launch with a venture fund, right? Because they would look at how much that's really out there, da da da. So, but you're a solid business that's gone through really exploded in growth, and I think that's what a lot of the tech entrepreneurs really need to understand is like, man, just find a problem for an ideal client profile that no one else is serving and find that product market fit. So react to that, will you?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, from that perspective, right? It was talking to me, Sean and Varun, my other two co-founders, talking to me and really understanding a problem, and they just created a quick solution for it. And then we took it out to another event, and just by talking to people, we realized that there's a bigger problem there. We didn't really try to predict the future. And I think that that's really important for people starting software companies or just businesses in general. This concept of predicting, that's where you're seeing people having to raise lots of money because you're trying to sell a thesis or a concept, right? But you really don't know if it's the right fit or not. And what we did was we just stayed true to that and try to stay as close as we can through the whole process, even today. And one of
Customer,
the
a customer one is we have that rule in our studio. You have to have a customer one. If someone's not willing to pay for your MVP or says yes to your initial price point of what you think, then move on, right?
and I think also that willingness to make the change to meet the customer where they're at is super important. After we sold everybody in the room, which is crazy, um, we came back and said, okay, the next thing that we need to do is talk to every single one of our customers that signed up. So we had 40 people. So we divvied it up and started calling, and it was just by any means necessary, get them set up to some form of success. And we were so agile, and we're still trying to be this agile today, is like when somebody has a problem or an idea, can we immediately make the fix live on the call? Like, why wait? I mean, there's just no reason for that. And if it's the right thing to do, you got to do it. So we were literally doing that with the first 40 people. And so we would just get instant wins. And then from there, through those conversations, I see a smile on your face. I got you to some form of success. I'm not letting you off the call until you give me two more references
Wow.
or two more people. So it was literally asking every single person, like, hey, do you know two or three other people that might find this product useful? And the concept, birds of a feather flock together, right? And a lot of
Your
times people,
customers are truly selling for you at that point. That's
it,
PLG on steroids, right?
exactly,
That is
it,
the amplification effect. There's nothing better than a referring client, right? And agency guys, like,
exactly.
we use each other, right? I mean, I don't have every expertise under my roof. I sub people, they sub us. We do it, like, we'll do the design sprint on a mobile piece, and then we have three or four vendors that have a software piece, and then the software dev shop, and we'll manage that. Will stay on as the VC, but it's we're even a lot of times we might even be in cooperation, right? Where head to head, we're going to use him and we're going to take 80% of it, or they're going to take, if they get it, they're going to take 80% of it, but they're still using us for 20%. And the agency culture is unique like that, which is part of the reason for your network growth, right? Which is awesome, by
Exactly.
the way. So
Yeah.
tell us.
And
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, because of that, we wouldn't let you off the phone. I mean, it was literally like, no, can you start a group Facebook message or a group text and start the conversation? Give me the
Here's an
intro.
email.
And
Send this now. Right.
yeah, and from there we took that 40, got it to 100 customers very quickly. Took that 100, and it was literally the whole thing. Everybody who signs up has to get onboarded by our team, and at that time it was just us three. And then we asked Varun to kind of step away to help work on the development side. And then by the time we got to like 5,000, 6,000 customers is when I was like, oh, we need to grow a larger team to scale this out. And Sean, the other co-founder, stayed all the way till about 11,000 customers. And then what we did is like, we're not stopping this. We're actually just going to backfill more team members, more people. And through that, we actually created a virality effect because our team is asking for two more people. Now, there's different ways that you have to get someone to give you two people. One, people are naturally willing to give it over. We also have an affiliate program, but the idea is you can't get off that call without us asking, do you know two other people?
That's awesome, man. So where's the vision? Where do you see the company in 5 years? Are you going to be in it?
Yeah, I don't have a good answer for you on that, only because we love what we're doing every day. And we as a company don't try to predict where the world goes. We're actually constantly talking to our customers. We have product managers. I mean, we've grown the company to a decent size. We have just broke, I think, 625, 650 employees worldwide. And the culture is you need to be getting on Zoom calls, you need to be touching every single customer that comes in our door, you need to talk to them, as well as existing customers, continue conversations with them by any means necessary. And it's allowed us to just continue building what they need today to make money and be successful versus us trying to build something that we don't know. It's just a big gamble.
It,
And
it,
because the
it,
agencies are in the thick of it, they know the answer. So we don't have to do any hard work there.
if you know your customer, if you've got your ICP defined, they have a definitive pattern of pain. All you got to do is ask them if this pain is one of their pains, right? And if they say yes, and they go, "Can I solve that for you today?" What you guys are doing, that's amazing. Um, um, you're gonna get you're gonna get raving fans. And by the way, the other thing of it, the stickiness factor is that they cannot, especially the way you guys are building your stuff, is they can't leave you, right? Because they're running their entire business on you, and that doesn't get lost on somebody that's looking at companies to to spin up and to invest in and to all the above. I mean, that's a pretty powerful LTV when you can lifetime value with that customer. So
Yeah,
it's
100%. And the way that we've solved that actually is, there's three different tiers that we look at. So we serve about 40,000 ish people directly to high level. And our job is to help them be successful on the platform for their own business, as well as make money. And that making money side is actually reselling down to their SMBs or, their customers. Because of that, they need to, as long as we know that we can help you make money as an agency, and we use that term broadly. An agency is really doesn't have to be only marketing. It could be anyone who's serving businesses beneath them. We have the tool for you to be successful because we've consolidated a lot of the best tools that's in the market, put into one place. So you can leverage it for your own business, but then white label it and put your brand on it and your IP and how you think that it should function and resell that down to your customers. And so, that network effect. So now we're serving about 600,000 small businesses worldwide, which is
well,
crazy.
you're tech enabling an industry that has been pretty poor at their own tech enablement. And I think
Well,
that's really powerful. Give us one
uh,
last thing. We're getting right up on our time. Give us one
yeah.
last thing you would love to let any founder or entrepreneur that's out there fighting the fight, trying to get their thing off the ground. What's the one thing you want to leave them with?
Talk to anybody and everybody about your product. Don't hide in the corner and just try to find quick wins and creating, a solution to a problem. Don't try to build something beyond, what they don't even know that they need, and don't try to predict the future.
Cus- Get to the customer one. I love it, man. It's so awesome to hear your story. Appreciate having you on the show.